Coming up, yet another big storm is headed our way. We'll have the complete forecast. Plus, you think you know how to shovel snow? Well, maybe you've been doing it wrong. The news starts now.
You're watching NAZ Today, Northern Arizona's local news.
Good evening and welcome to NAZ Today. I'm Michaela Richardson.
And I'm Quanah Arnold. Thank you for joining us.
We begin tonight with a winter storm that is once again on its way.
That's right, and Matt Kienitz joins us in the studio with more on what to expect in the coming days.
Thanks, Quanah. As you guys did mention, we are going to be going into a winter storm, and the National Weather Service has issued a winter storm warning. Now, this will be in effect from 5 a.m. on Wednesday to around 8 a.m. on Thursday. As usual, this will impact travel and give us some high wind speeds. These wind gusts will be anywhere from around 35 to 50 miles per hour. And while these are not as high as last week, they are still equally as important to avoid if you are able to. Snowfall is expected through Thursday, and it will kind of dissipate as we go into Thursday afternoon. And for travel, it is, as always, it is not advised to travel in these conditions because it will be very dangerous, and do not travel unless it is an absolute emergency. Taking a look at that snowfall totals that are projected for this storm, you can see Flagstaff is leading the pack with 18 to 24 inches of projected snowfall. Sedona at around 4 to 6 inches, and Prescott, Show Low, and Grand Canyon all hitting around 8 to 12 inches, and Kingman at around 3 to 4 inches. Now that is all that I have for right now, but I'll have more for you on my forecast later on.
Thank you, Matt. And just like last Wednesday, the coming snowstorm has prompted NAU to once again cancel classes. It will be a snow day for the NAU Mountain Campus in Flagstaff, as well as the facilities in Show Low and Prescott.
And when I say the squares, your shoulders and your hips should be in line the whole time in this square. When you're shoveling, you don't want to come out of that square and get this big rotation. You want to keep that nice and stable, come up, and then throw here. When you do that, you're not rotating through the trunk as much, you're rotating through the hips. That's what you want to think about in order to help prevent that. The thing that you want to think about is also movement. So what can you do for that movement after you've hurt yourself while you're snow shoveling, even regular shoveling, doing any of these activities?
When you're lifting the shovel load, pivot at your hips, keeping your hips and shoulders aligned in that square. What you want to avoid is keeping that movement in power throughout your back, because that could cause strain in the lower back and neck, which you don't want. And if you finish shoveling and there is some irritation, there are a handful of simple exercises you can do at home.
The first thing that you can do is on the ground, on your bed even, is nice, easy, gentle range of motion, right? So you're gonna keep your feet and your knees together, and you're just gonna rock those feet and knees back and forth 10, 15 times. Just get some easy motions there. Super simple, super straightforward, but don't be afraid to push into some stretch, into a little bit of discomfort. The second one that you're gonna do is knees a little bit apart, and you're gonna bring them up towards your chest as far as you can, and then all the way back. You wanna think about getting your hips up off the table each time that you do this, or up off the ground. Every time you do that, just relax your upper body and bring that up towards your chest. What you're doing with these is trying to increase blood flow to the low back area, to the low back muscles, trying to get some of that stretch, trying to get those muscles working.
Doctors recommend doing these a couple times, 2 to 3 times a day. They're really range of motion things, so you can't overdo them very easily. So you could do 15 to 20 reps each set and do those even 20 times a day. The goal is to get that back moving, get it comfortable. These exercises are suggested in the hopes of helping to alleviate any pain you may be experiencing, get you out of pain and back into activity without pain.
The Coconino County Board of Supervisors is holding a virtual public hearing tonight on an ordinance to regulate short-term rental properties in the county. The ordinance would mandate a short-term rental permit for the property owner, place restrictions on what the property can be used for, and more. Until recently, the state of Arizona banned local governments from regulating short-term rental properties. All of that changed during last year's legislative session. when the state passed a law giving such regulatory power to local governments. A local bookstore is offering something just for the kids.
That's right, Michaela. Oh, to be a kid again. Our NAZ Today's Jordan Valander is here in the studio to tell us more.
Thanks, Kwana. Brightside Bookshop has a Sunday story time where children's authors read their books directly to their young audience. Sunday is a special day for kids at Brightside. This past Sunday, author Katie Vernon got to debut her first picture book that has been years in the making.
Picture books have always been kind of that, like, you know, that thing on the pedestal that I've always wanted to work on, and just it never really it just hadn't happened yet. So I'm really excited that finally it came together and that I was able to be the author on it.
Vernon finds that her work is fueled by the creativity of Flagstaff.
I think more than anything, just being someplace that's really beautiful and there's, you know, tons of opportunities to get out into nature allows me to, you know, fuel my creativity in a way that maybe I didn't get when I was living in the Midwest.
Jablon says Brightside is looking to host more events in the coming months.
This one was probably our biggest Sunday story time that we've had. It was huge. I think we had about 30 people, kids and adults, in attendance.
Vernon is currently busy creating more books.
I do have another book coming out in the summer, and then I have another book that I'm currently working on right now that I wrote that will be out sometime in 2024.
You can follow Katie Vernon on Instagram at Katie Vernon Art and at Katie Vernon Painting to stay updated on her latest works.
This Thursday, the City of Flagstaff will hold a community meeting concerning the new pedestrian underpass that will be located along Milton north of University near the Burger King. If you would like to attend the meeting at Flagstaff City Hall, or for more information, go to www.ballulauniversity.com.
Each week, we do a segment where we showcase dogs who are up for adoption at the Coconino Humane Association.
That's right, and NAZ Today's Maxine Marchand met a cuddly dog waiting for a perfect family to adopt him.
On this week's Pet of the Week, I got to meet up with Pancho. He's a lovely dog who will cover you in cuddles. Let's take a look. Pancho is very friendly and outgoing. He is affectionate and looking to create a special bond with his new best friend.
He's 3 years old. He is mixed with a cattle dog and a Great Pyrenees. He is not as hyper as you would think for a cattle dog, but he's very cuddly.
Pancho loves being around people. He may be a large dog, but he's very patient and really good with children.
He likes to sunbathe even when it's freezing outside, and he likes his big blankets. He likes his nice beds.
Pancho is also really good on leash, and he can walk without pulling it. Jordan recommends a larger house to host him.
I think he just gets attached to his people, and he likes to lay on the couch and just binge Netflix.
Pancho is up for adoption for $215 and has all of his vaccines. If you want to add a new member to your family, you can look into adopting from the Coconino Humane Association. For more information, you can visit them or go online to coconinohumane.org. Maxine Marchand, NAZ Today.
Coming up, how to stay safe in local bars.
Planning the right amount of food is hard. The Guestimator makes it easy. Just tell it who's coming and what's for dinner. Then it tells you how much to make. And yes, it even plans for leftovers. Try it at SaveTheFood.com.
Really? Buzz, what's up, man? You left some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just came in just for a second.
Come on, man. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. You could torch the whole neighborhood.
It's a good point there, Smokey.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, can you chop the pineapple? Chop the pineapple.
Nope. I'm high. How about I wash off the grapes?
Yes.
Okay.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
I want tacos. Will you drive? I'm a little toasty.
Nope. I'm high. Let's order in.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Welcome back. Although most would think of Flagstaff as a small college town, there's nothing small about the numbers that our local bars are pulling in. NAZ Today's Leandra Funes has more information on how to keep yourself safe on a night out.
Thanks, Michaela. While the local bars are doing everything in their power to keep their patrons safe, there's one thing that they can agree on. They can't keep you safe from yourself. Here are some suggestions from the bartenders themselves on how to have a fun, safe night in Flagstaff.
I think it's best to always carry your own cup. Never set your drink down, because you never know the kind of situations that can happen. You know, we hope for the best, but we never want anything bad to happen. Setting your cup down is just one way to reduce the risk factors you're putting on yourself, especially in a crowd with people you might not know.
Bar staff downtown say they are well equipped to handle any situations that may arise. However, the sheer volume of people they deal with on a typical weekend night means they can't be everywhere at once.
Throughout the night, we'll probably see between 500-800 in and out.
Even though the bar staff has your best interest in mind, your own situational awareness is paramount. For those who are not acclimated to the Flagstaff elevation, it is important to note that the less dense air may heighten the effects of alcohol, making one drink seem more potent. This can make it difficult to know if your drink has been spiked or not, a common problem according to bar staff. Clark says, a lot of the time, altercations do not happen at the bars themselves, but rather on the streets between them.
If you're near a bar and you need help or something, most of the security downtown is pretty solid, and they'd be more than willing to help out if you come to them with an issue.
While there may be some friendly competition among Flagstaff's downtown hotspots, one thing all the bars can agree on is you are always safest in a group, and to have a ride ready on your way back home.
DD, quote unquote, or if you're not driving and you're Ubering, making sure that someone is staying more sober so they can have a good grasp on the situation if they need to be.
I really would emphasize just travel with a group of friends, travel with a good group of people, and make sure you just have a good time and stay safe.
Just remember, when you're going out, travel in groups, don't sit down your drinks, and always be aware of your surroundings. Leandra Funes with NAZ Today.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
I just found out my work party is a +1. You want to go? This is my boss, Ella.
Nice to meet you, Greg.
You're welcome. Nope, I'm high. But I'll clean the kitchen while you're gone.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
Pool party at Jesse's. Can you drive? I'm toasted.
Nope, I'm high. But I can order us a ride.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
Welcome back. My name is Matt Keenitz, and I will be bringing you this weather on this pretty windy Tuesday we are having. We can see that right now in Flagstaff. We have a current temperature of around 30 degrees, and that wind chill is just 10 degrees below at 20 degrees. Our barometer is reading at 29.85 inches, giving us some light snow and cloudy skies that we are seeing right now. That relative humidity is around 86%. We are seeing some southwest winds at around 13 miles per hour. We can see that in this current satellite. You can see that we had cloud coverage all over the state today. Southern Arizona's clouds are moving pretty fast from that southwestern region into New Mexico. And northern Arizona is gathering lots of clouds, getting ready for that winter storm tonight. Taking a look at today, we had a high of 35 degrees and a low of 23. We are pretty below on that average high, around 13 degrees lower than what we are normally at 48 degrees. Our average low is around 21 degrees. We are just 2 degrees above that at 23. We did not have any precipitation yesterday. However, we are almost at 9 inches of precipitation. It is only the end of February. We are double our average, and that is pretty good for Arizona being a pretty dry state on average. We can see that today. We had high temperatures all across the state. We will be seeing some cooler temperatures tomorrow, 50 degrees in Page and Sedona, 46 in Payson and Hopi, 52 over in Kingman, and 47 as the high in Prescott. We can see that tonight in Flagstaff, however, it's really going to start with that snow, that heavy and blowing snow and that pretty gusty wind. So make sure that you are prepared for that. That forecast low is going to be at around 23 degrees, and that sunset is going to be at 6:21 p.m. We can see that tomorrow, however, forecast high is going to be not too much higher than our low tonight at 30 degrees, and that heavy and blowing snow is going to continue, not giving us too much of a break. We can see that tomorrow sunrise is going to be just before 7 a.m. at 6:56, and it is important to remember that those winds will be pretty gusty and high, so make sure that you are prepared for that tomorrow and do not go out on the roads unless it is an absolute necessity. Taking a look at highs all across the state tomorrow, we can see that it's going to be pretty cooler than what we saw today at 47 as the high in Winslow, 24 as the low, 45 as the high in Tuba City with low around 23, 45 is the high in Page with low around 33. Now we have some red flag warnings here on this map. These are all the places that the National Weather Service has issued winter storm warnings. So Kingman, Prescott, Sedona, Flagstaff, Payson, and Show Low all have those warnings as of right now. However, we will expect snow all across northern Arizona, and there are some high wind warnings for Tuba City and Winslow as well. Taking it back to Flagstaff, however, as I mentioned, Wednesday we will be having that heavy snowfall with our high at 30 degrees with our low at 13. Thursday, as I mentioned earlier, the snow will start in the morning. However, it will dissipate into the afternoon, giving us some sunny skies as we continue on with the week. 36 is our high on Thursday with a low around 12. Friday and Saturday, we'll be having some sunny skies with a high of 39 on Friday and a low of 11. Saturday, 41 is our high with a low of 20. And Sunday, we will be having some cloud coverage come in, giving us some partly cloudy skies with a high of 43 and a low of 25. Now, that is all I have for weather right now, but stay tuned after the break for sports with Tyler Murphy.
When I first saw Turtle, my heart was full. Now anything but lonely.
We had this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with Turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a little bit of a lot of things.
But they're all pure love.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back to NAZ Today. I'm Tyler Murphy, your sports reporter for tonight. Let's get right into things. One conference title wasn't enough for the Lumberjacks this year. NAU collected 3 conference titles this weekend alone. NAU Swim and Dive won the WAC championship, claiming their decade of dominance, winning 10 years in a row. And you're going to need to get the brooms out for all the dust that was kicked up by the men's and women's indoor track team as they completed the sweep and took home both the Big Sky Indoor Track Championships. The men's team took their dominance over a decade mark, making this their 11th Big Sky Championship in a row, and they took more than just the ship home. Runner David Dunlap shared the award for co-men's most valuable player with teammate runner Drew Bosley. For the women's team, they ended for a combined 200.50 points at the end of the meet, officially becoming the most points scored in conference history at the championship. The women's team also took home co-women's most valuable athlete with Anika Reese and Alyssa Colbert sharing the award. The NCAA Indoor Championship will be held on Friday and Saturday, March 10th and 11th in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Adding another championship to the list of NAU teams this year is the women's basketball team after their 66-57 victory over Weber State last night. The Lumberjacks earned the #1 seed and were named co-regular season champs with a conference record of 13-5. The last time the Lumberjacks were able to accomplish this, most of the undergraduate student population were not even alive to witness it in the 97-98 season, along with another remarkable stat. Seniors of the graduating class of 2023 of the Lumberjacks will have never lost a game to Weber State, a streak that started on January 3rd, 2019. The Lumberjacks are set to start the Big Sky tournament on Sunday, March 5th, and will play the winner of Northern Colorado and Weber State. Sports reporter Ava Nichols was able to catch the men's basketball game. Go take a look.
In the last game of the season, the Lumberjacks faced the Weber State Wildcats in what was a tightly contested match the whole way through. In the final seconds, the Lumberjacks were trailing the Wildcats by 3. NAU's Liam Lloyd found himself with the rock behind the arc as the clock ran out to send the game to overtime.
Yeah, I mean, I thought maybe I'd get a look because Jalen draws so much attention. And Carson made a great pass to Nick, and I got open. I just let it rip.
So far this season, the Lumberjacks have lost 5 conference games by 1 point and have 10 losses with 4 points in between. Head coach Shane Burkhart believes the Lumberjacks can pull off something special heading into Boise.
It's just you got to finish the deal, and hopefully now with the second season starting up in Boise Saturday, we can finish these games and have a Cinderella story at the end of it. Because if we do, it'll be a movie.
The team is set to play in the Big Sky tournament this Saturday against the Idaho Vandals. But even through the loss, Lloyd remained positive.
Nobody wants to play us right now. It's plain and simple. So, I mean, we're going to go into Boise, and we're going to go in confident, and we're going to make some noise.
Tyler Murphy, NAZ Today.
Stick around for your weather recap with Matt Kienitz.
Is your family in need of more quality time together?
Hello, I'm Dr. Spruce. Nature is best enjoyed together. So bring the whole family to discover all the bonding and stress-reducing benefits parks and forests have to offer. Visit discovertheforest.org and trade in phone time for family time.
Birds, squirrels, chipmunks, grass, worms, bugs, trees, rocks, and other objects in nature cannot talk. If you'd like to have a conversation while visiting nature, you will need to bring humans along. We strongly recommend starting with your family.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help.
You were probably going to turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Meals on Wheels gives me a chance to be totally selfless. More than the food itself, a lot of seniors don't have family. So just to have someone to talk to, just to say, hey, how was your day? That means so much more than a meal could ever mean. We have to look outside of ourselves to be that lifeline to other people. It's worth it.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self. And I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
Taking one last look at this Flagstaff extended, sunny skies are expected and those conditions will clear up from the storm as we go into the weekend. However, it will be some pretty heavy snow tomorrow, so it's probably a really good thing we learned how to use a snowplow today.
I know, thank you, Matt. With more winter weather on the way, it's important to pay attention to what our body needs, especially when we're spending so much time indoors. I did get the opportunity to try some of the exercises Dr. Williams demonstrated, and I have to tell you guys, the instant relief is pretty shocking. They do put you in a little strange movements and positions, but I definitely have to say your body will thank you in the long run.
I know. I know you wouldn't think it at first, but shoveling the snow and doing those movements one after another, it's really a workout. Now that's all we have for you today, so make sure to stay tuned on our social media platforms and have a good night.